Hi and welcome to another gaming video. And in today's video I want to talk about the fact that I think the Nintendo Switch Lite is aimed at casual gamers. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's a Switch. Whether it's a Switch or a Switch Lite, they all have the same power and all can play the same games. But the thing about the Switch Lite is it's not attachable to a TV dock, so when you're playing, you're totally reliant on battery life, and that is one area that, well, isn't fantastic on a Switch Lite. I mean, you can get anywhere between 2.5 to 6 hours of gameplay. That's more than enough for someone like myself who, well, I can't actually remember the last time I played for more than an hour at a time. If I'm really lucky, I can play for like 2 hours before I have to go and do something else. And that's where the Switch Lite, well, I'm not going to call it a downside because it's that perfect market. The 3DS, that only had about 4 or 5 hours. The Vita, that doesn't push much more than 5 hours. So the Switch Lite is in that realm, and it's, whenever you put anything powerful into a portable device, battery life is where it takes a hit. And the difference between a Switch Lite and a regular Switch is, most people who have a Switch, they buy the full-size Switch because they want to connect it to a TV. It's therefore pretty much always on charge or always 100%, and you can play for 12 hours at a time. My kids have full-size consoles. I say full-size, what I mean is a home console, major home consoles like Xboxes and PlayStations, and they can easily burn through 12 hours of gaming in a day. That's not something you can do with a Switch Lite. I mean, you possibly could if you got your Switch Lite and you got a little charging dock and you popped it on and then you paired some Joy-Cons to it. You could sit there with it in front of you and always on charge. But that's not what the Switch Lite is for. The Switch Lite is a portable console, a solely portable console, kind of losing its Switch namesake there, because the reason it's called a Switch is because you can switch between a home console and a portable console, but you can't do that with a Switch Lite because it has no capabilities of being linked to a TV. But it's a portable console. That's the market it's aimed at. So I would say that the Switch Lite is therefore, it's aimed at casual gamers, those that want to pick up and go, those that want to use it in the back of a car. I mean, yes, I know you can do that with a Switch. So the Switch caters for both. If you wanted to take it in the car, you could play it. You'd then be in the same boat as a Switch Lite, where you're reliant on the battery for playing games. But it has that advantage of then being able to pop on a dock and play on a TV, or sit it on a desk and play with Joy-Cons on a slightly bigger screen. But the Switch Lite, therefore, is aimed at the casual gamer. Someone like myself who doesn't really have the time to spend hours playing games, but it's a nice pick up and go. Now, I've had my Switch Lite a couple of weeks, and I've not had any issues with battery life. I probably play, at most I can get an hour a day to play. That's me, not the Switch Lite itself. So after a couple of days, I just pop it back on charge, and then it's ready for the next time I want to play. I've never ran the battery out. It's a new console to me, so I've got quite a few newish games that I've been checking out. So got things like, I've got Crisis there, Asphalt, which I quite like playing, Bulletstorm, the Duke Edition, Duke Nukem 3D, the Contra Collection. I've been playing a few demos, a bit of Fortnite and Mario Kart. So I've got quite a few games on there. Some of those games are pick up and go games, like Mario Kart, Fortnite. I class that as a pick up and go. I play the odd game and then get bored. But the other games on here, such as things like Crisis or Bulletstorm, they're games that you could play for a long time. And I've played Bulletstorm for about an hour in one shot, and the Switch Lite is just perfect for that. Battery life, I don't think, if you were, though, like myself, looking for a Switch and the Switch Lite really took your fancy. There were so many negative things about the Switch Lite that people tried to tell me and put me off with, like the Joy-Con drift and no rumble and no TV connection and poor battery life. I don't class the Switch Lite as having poor battery life because I am a casual gamer, someone who just spends a little time every day or every other day playing playing a game, rather than somebody who wants something that I can sit all weekend on and spend 20 hours in one weekend playing games. I'm at that age where I've got just too many other things to do. Not that I wouldn't mind sitting and spending 6 hours, 12 hours playing a game, but I've got other things to do. So when I grab some free time, the Switch Lite is fantastic. Like I say, it can't be connected to a TV. None of my consoles that I've had in the last sort of 10 years have been TV consoles, home consoles. With a portable console, I can just sit where I like. Someone else can be watching TV, or I could be taking it out with me where I go. And that's the reason I went for a Switch Lite. As a casual gamer, as somebody who needs games every so often, it's an absolute perfect fit. So if you're in the same boat as me and you just want a console that you can pick up and use, and you're not worried that, oh, after 5 hours I'm not going to be able to game anymore, then the Switch Lite is perfect. So that's my reasoning behind the fact that the Switch Lite is what I would class aimed at casual gamers. So let me know what you think. A good console for casual gamers? Link, like, subscribe, enjoy.